So y'all, whenever y'all see me, y'all never see me with a haircut. But look though, I got fired like a while ago, y'all know. And I know, man, I'm really just trying to just be smart with my money. Um, Plus it's kind of cold, so I really just been wearing hoodies. But that's not what I wanted to talk to y'all about. I wanted to talk to y'all about I'm ready for a relationship now. Um, I've never really. I feel like girls liked me in the past, but I had a rough childhood. Like I mean, my family used to tear me down. I didn't really have a lot of friends, so I don't know. Like when it came to talking to girls, I guess I just never. I think I like even though I be coming out here rough, I think I am good looking, and I think I always was good looking because I remember a lot of the girls that I liked would call me. Well, not a lot of them, but yeah, like three out of because how many was it? Yeah, no, like a lot of the girls I liked called me cute. I think every girl that I liked called me cute. But they say too, when it comes to girls, you gotta have game, and I did not have game. Like I remember the type of text that I used to send to girls was like, I remember I texted this one girl. I remember there was this one girl that I liked. I texted. We was in sixth grade, and I was like to her. I used to text her every day, and she would say hi sometimes, and I would just be like, "Hey," and then if she texted back, I'd be like, "What you doing?" She would say nothing. I used to do that every day, you know, and you know, I never caught on. Like I just didn't have that game, and I kind of was scared to talk to the girls that I liked too. But I don't know. Like I truly look back now. I'm not gonna say I could have gotten every girl I liked, because that's that. It's just a part of the game. But I truly do look back, and I do think I could have either did something with them like we were grown, we can do that, or could have been with them, Um, because I remember there was this one girl I liked. She was in eighth grade. We was in eighth grade, and I was always like we talked a little bit because I was like the class clown kind of. So everybody kind of talked to me because I was like the one that would make everybody laugh. I was a class clown, so you know, everybody kind of talked to me a little bit, like. But I mean, I wasn't pop. But that's not the point. But anyway, so the things she would do, she would like touch my. She would touch, you know, she would touch his there sometimes. Um, she would call me cute a lot. Now I'm not saying she liked me, but I definitely feel like look back now, and I definitely do think there was times she was flirting with me. Um, what else? I remember she would ask me questions like, "Have I ever done like what type of thing?" Like she would just ask me like, I don't want this not to get, I don't want to get shadow blocked. I don't want to say, but she would, no, I'm gonna just use like she would ask me like, you know, SUL questions a lot of times. What else? I told you she would call me cute. I don't know. I just feel like she was flirting with me sometimes, but like I said, I truly think my thing was I didn't think I was attractive when I was younger because I used to have this light skinned cousin, and she was 4 years older than me, and it's like some days she would be cool, but some days she would just be like, "You ugly, you're incompetent." So you know what I mean? Like it's just like it was things like that that just took a blow at my self esteem. Like, imagine if you're being called ugly all the time. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna know that you're attractive. Like, to this day, y'all. I mean, not to this day. Like, I'm really looking back, and there are definitely some girls who like me or that I had a chance with, but you know, I didn't believe I was attractive. Um, and this girl that I just told y'all about in eighth grade, we used to hug each other, but I mean, I can't tell you what kind of hugs they were. I'm not gonna lie, but just say this. Just say to say, I do feel like I would have had a chance. I truly do feel like that. Plus, a lot of people then, and that's the thing about pretty girls. I truly feel like pretty girls aren't that hard to be with. But she used to date a lot of people, like a lot of that people. And then there was this other girl in 6th grade. She was so now she was fine, but I don't want to call her green because like I hate that double standard how they do men and women, and I know people like to say the BS of it's a what is it called? It's a lock to every key, or if any lock can open, it's a bad lock. But I don't know, man. Like, why are guys allowed to have endless bodies, date endless girls, but they're not looked at as easy, or they're not looked at as. And to be honest, a lot of the guys that I met, and I'm not saying this is every guy, because there are some guys who, you know, who date a lot of girls or have sex with a lot of girls, and they're like, they're cool. But most of the guys who I seen who date a lot of girls, something's off with them. It's like the guys who get no girls, or who are like urgins. Well, not urgins. I don't like that word either. But who've never had sex past a certain age. They're like, those are the guys who are just too awkward, and who are just too awkward, who are just, or just has too much anxiety. But like, I don't know, most of the guys who get a lot of girls are a-holes. Like, they got a lot of demons. Like, I remember I had this one guy friend, and this was like my brother. Like, I used to hang around some crazy people back then, I ain't gonna lie. But anyway, he was like my brother, and he told me like he used to get a lot of girls. He said he had sex with almost every girl in his school and just stuff like that. But I'm not gonna put too much of his business out there, but I'm gonna just say he went through some dark things, or he was in a dark place. So I don't get the double standard. I don't know why women are held to that, but I'm not gonna say she was green, but she wasn't hard. But she was so bad, y'all. Like, she was so bad. And I remember in 6th grade, now at one point she stopped liking me because I was too pressed over her, like I told y'all. But I remember she used to always say hi to me. We used to give each other hugs every time we saw each other. And I remember sometimes, like, too, because like I told y'all, I was a class clown. Like, sometimes would I be like, if I would get in trouble in class, or just stuff like that, I remember she would like stare at me a little bit. But and then I remember this one girl, she told me something like, I think she was like, the girl said that she would go out with me or something, but I don't know. But I still never made a move because I don't know, man. Like, I just didn't believe I looked good. Like, I guess I just didn't believe that nobody would want to go out with me, And, I don't know if it's from a past life. Like, I'm not trying to make this video too deep, but I truly think there's a part of me that always kind of felt like worthless in a way. But I feel like the way I was like the experiences I had, like with my family just making fun of me and only me. Hold on, let me turn on this light. But yeah, with my family making fun of like me and only me. The type of clothes that my dad had me like wearing, like not getting, like, I don't know, man. Just a lot of my life experiences made me not see myself or really see my worth. So, and I'm one of those people, I'm not going to put my business out there like that, but I truly feel like the reason why I never had a girlfriend, well, not never, because I don't want to put too much of my business out there, but I feel like the reason why I haven't been in a lot of relationships was because I was scared, too anxious. So that's my thing. Like, I always was really scared. I just didn't believe, like, I just didn't believe that. Now there were people that wanted me, but of course, now that I'm getting older, I'm doing a lot of healing. I know that, when my hair is cut, I'm working out, I'm taking care of myself. I truly do feel like I'm a solid 9 or 10. So I do feel like I definitely can be with those women now. And I always liked women who were fine. Like, I've always had a thing for looks. Like, for me to, like, that's one way I fall for a girl. Like, if she looks good, brown skin, caramel, like, super pretty. Those are the type of girls I like. Dang. I'm going to talk about that next, too, in my next relation video. But, yeah, so I've always had a thing for girls that were fine. So anyway, there is this one girl. It was after them. Me and her, I never even asked the question, but me and her, we used to flirt with each other all the time. Like, we used to flirt with each other all the time. Like, it felt like we were in a relationship, but I never asked her. So, and it's like weird. It's like she would try to play games. It's like she would like, you know what I mean? Like, we would just be touching each other and all up on each other, but she'd be like, nah, I don't like you, or nah, I'm not feeling you. But she would say I don't know, man. But I think the last girl that I told you about, she truly did like me, because I remember the last time before she cut me off, because she used to cut me off a lot. This was like the year after we started flirting with each other a lot. She was like to me, are you my girlfriend or something like that? But I don't know. We used to be on and off so much that year. I was like, I don't even want to do that with you right now. And she got mad. So I don't know, man. Sometimes it's like, if you don't see your worth, or if you don't see, how valuable you are, people will really play on that. People play on low self-esteem. That's how. And it's funny too, because like, you would think that somebody looks good, they would have all the self-esteem in the world, but that's why we can see these pretty girls who just end up just getting in a toxic relationship, or who just get played after played, like Ash and Illuminati. Bro, a girl like Ash was fine to me. And I truly think she was out of Illuminati's league a little bit, but because Illuminati has so much confidence. And see, that's one thing that I'm starting to realize, like, you don't gotta walk around like, yeah, I'm that, but you kind of do gotta be like, yeah, I'm that, like, yeah, like I can have any girl I want. Like, I truly think that's the key to this thing. Of course, I kind of do think looks matter to a certain point, but I kind of feel like it's more like how you carry yourself. Like when you talk to a girl, do you make eye contact with her? Do you talk to her? Are you scared to talk to her? Do you just text her, hey, what you doing? Or do you hop on the phone with her? Do you try to link out with her? Link up with her? Like, I truly think when it comes to relationships, I think it's more about like, or for a woman, it's like, I don't know, if you feel like a guy is being easy, or if he's being a OE, do you call him out on it? Do you be like, if you're going to keep playing with me like that, you got to go, because, and I feel like relationships, it really like shows you about yourself and who you are, because what you tolerate in other people is like kind of how you see your worth. And, it's okay, because, as Black people or as Hispanic people, we're not taught self-love. We're not taught self-worth. And I made a video about how we're programmed to hate ourselves. But I truly do think sometimes you attract what you are. Or like, if you're a woman and, you even get the sense that the guy you're with is cheating and it's not an open relationship, why are you still with him? Like, you don't think you could do better. You don't think you could find someone with boundaries who will love you for you and who will respect you. So yeah, um, I say all that to say though, with relationships too, because when I was 17, I got into this thing of thinking, all right, I look good, I don't gotta have game, because this was like 16, I had my glow up, so 17, I was getting those compliments all the time, so I was like, okay, so then I crossed and I met this one girl, and sometimes I wonder if I had a chance with this girl, but I'm not gonna get too deep into it. But basically, long story short, she gave me her number. I got left on red, even though she gave me her number. And it's like at first we was like texting consistently. She was texting me, but then it slowly got dry. I reached back out to her like 2 or 3 days ago after I got her number, and I asked a question and she just left me on red. So, I guess it's not about how you look, but it's about how you use your looks. But anyway, no, I actually feel like I'm ready for a relationship. Like, I never wanted to go through a OE phase. I never wanted to have a roister. Never wanted to have a lot of bodies. I feel like, even though a lot of people do it, and that's what another thing I'm realizing is like, just because a lot of people are doing something, that doesn't mean you have to do it. But I just feel like after a while, like with girls, it's like I feel like if it's not that special person, or not special person, but you know what I mean, like that person you really like, I feel like after a while, like you put in all that energy and effort into talking to them, getting to know them, just to have sex. I mean, even though you don't gotta do a lot to have sex with a girl, but it's like you still gotta put in a little bit of time. You gotta put in some time, just to link with her, hang with her, talk to her. Like I'd rather just meet my special person and we just rock out. Like me personally, I don't know if it's a soulmate that I'll attract, but I definitely either want to meet like a twin flame, a soulmate, or like a soul connection. Like I don't know if y'all ever know, but y'all know those relationships, or those crushes, that those people that you like where you only know them for one day, and after that you just catch like these crazy feelings for them. Like stuff like that be soul connections. Like that's really what I want. And I feel like I always wanted that. But I feel like it's a blessing in disguise too that I didn't have game back when I was in middle school, where I didn't see myself as attractive, because I don't call people green. I don't call people green, but a lot of not a lot, but I used to look at relationships and those type of things. I used to take them very serious. Like I was a hard lover. Like, well, not a hard lover, but I fall fast. Now sometimes some are more intense, and I think it's because of how my parents was too. Because I think they say if you have an anxious attachment style, you fall harder for people. And that was my attachment style, but now mine is secure. I'm speaking things into existence. But I was very clingy. Well, not clingy, but I really took those relationships serious. So, who knows what kind of pain I would have felt if, when those relationships ended, or if they cheated, because these type of girls, they had like, I think the girl that I told y'all about, the first girl, the one that used to touch my, she had like, I think there was this one time where she was, and I'm not trying to put nobody's business out there because, guys do worse. So, it's nothing wrong, but she had like three different options. I think she had a boy best friend, but the boy best friend had a crush on her. Then she had this other dude. Now this dude, he was an OE too. Like he was one of those guys, but he had her on her line. No, she had him on her line. Then there was this other guy. She ended up she no this was a guy she ended up being with, but by freshman year it was over. So, you know, and they went together in 8th grade. So, I guess it's a blessing in disguise. And the first girl, no, the second girl I told y'all about, it was in 6th grade. Yeah, 6th grade. No, 6th grade to 7th grade. No, sixth. Yeah, no, it was. I don't know. She had a lot of guys on her line too, though. Like, she was dating this one stud. They was on and off. Then she would date this other guy. Then she dated this other guy. Like, she used to just date a lot of people. So, and she always had a new boyfriend. So, you know, I guess it's a blessing in disguise, maybe because, these girls, they're not looking at these relationships was like, I really like this person. They probably just doing it to, just not be alone. So, I guess maybe that saved me some heartbreak because, I might have got a kiss out of it or did a little, if y'all know, y'all know. But I don't know, those feelings though, like those feelings. And, when the more you touch someone out, it's just, it's just, it's a lot that goes into it. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise. But I'm about to do a part 2. See y'all.